In the words of George Orwell, who controls the past, controls the future, who controls the present, controls the past. Welcome to the chilling world of 1984. Crafted by the masterful George Orwell, this novel takes us on a journey through a dystopian society, one that is governed by the omnipresent party, where free thought is a crime and the truth is what the party deems it to be. Our protagonist, Winston Smith, is but a cog in this monstrous machine, a low-ranking member of the party living in the superstate of Oceania. Winston, however, is not like the others. He is plagued by independent thought and haunted by memories of a past that the party insists never existed. As we delve deeper into the narrative, we'll see Winston's struggle to preserve his sanity, his humanity, and his desperate attempts to seek truth in a world mired in lies. So, fasten your seatbelts, because this journey is not for the faint of heart. Join us as we dive into the Orwellian world of a 1984. Imagine living in a world where your every move is watched, every word listened to, and every thought controlled. Welcome to the dystopian world of 1984. A place where privacy is non-existent and fear is a constant companion. Here, we find ourselves in the nation of Oceania, a place perpetually at war, its skies filled with the thunderous echoes of fighter planes and bomb blasts. Oceania is not a land of freedom, but a totalitarian regime, led by the omnipresent Big Brother. His face is everywhere, his eyes always watching, his voice always listening. In this world, Big Brother is not just a leader, but a symbol of the party, a figure of relentless surveillance and absolute power. But Big Brother's control doesn't stop at simple surveillance. In this world, even your thoughts are not your own. Enter the Thought Police, an organization that uses psychology and omnipresent surveillance to find and punish thought crime, the act of thinking unorthodox thoughts. Here, even a stray thought against the party can lead to your disappearance. Language, too, is a tool of control in Oceania. Newspeak, the official language, is a stripped-down version of English designed to limit the range of thought. By reducing words and simplifying grammar, Newspeak aims to eradicate words related to rebellion or freedom, forcing its speakers into an orthodoxy of thought and expression. Simultaneously, the concept of doublethink demands citizens to accept two contradictory beliefs simultaneously, further ensnaring their minds in the party's control. It's like being told the sky is both blue and red at the same time, and you must believe both to be true. In this society, individuality is suppressed, and conformity is enforced. The world of 1984 is a bleak vision of the future, a warning of the dangers of absolute power and total control. In the midst of this oppressive regime, we find our protagonist, Winston Smith, daring to rebel. Winston, a low-ranking member of the ruling party in London, the capital of Airstrip 1, finds himself increasingly discontent with the ever-watchful regime. His rebellion is not loud and grandiose. Instead, it starts as a quiet act of defiance, the starting of a diary, a forbidden act of individualism and free thought. In the pages of his diary, Winston begins to question the party and its absolute power. He muses over the constant rewriting of history and the manipulation of facts, all tools in the hands of the party to control the minds of its citizens. Winston's diary becomes his sanctuary, a place where he can be honest and free, away from the prying eyes of Big Brother. But Winston's rebellion doesn't stop at the pages of his diary. It takes a more daring turn when he enters into a forbidden love affair with Julia, a young woman who also despises the party. Their relationship, passionate and rebellious, provides a stark contrast to the sterile, controlled relationship sanctioned by the party. It's a powerful act of rebellion, an assertion of individualism and humanity in a world devoid of both. Winston's revolt continues as he gets drawn into the world of the alleged Brotherhood, a shadowy organization said to be working against the party. He becomes a part of their clandestine operations, reading forbidden literature and dreaming of a world free from Big Brother's tyranny. Winston, with his acts of rebellion, becomes a beacon of hope in the grim world of 1984. His journey, fraught with danger and defiance, highlights the power of the human spirit to resist and rebel, even in the face of overwhelming oppression. Winston's rebellion, in its various forms, is a testament to the indomitable will of an individual seeking freedom, truth, and authenticity. It serves as a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, the spark of rebellion can ignite a fire of change. The party seeks power entirely for its own sake, not as a means, but an end. In George Orwell's 1984, the party's control over the population is ruthless and absolute. They employ an array of mechanisms to ensure their unchallenged reign. Let's delve into these mechanisms and see just how far the party's iron fist reaches. One of the most prominent methods is the manipulation of history. The party constantly rewrites the past to suit its present needs, creating a fluid and malleable timeline where facts are as changeable as the weather. This ensures that the party is always seen as the savior, the infallible entity that is forever correct and just. Language, too, is a powerful tool in the party's arsenal. Newspeak, the official language of Oceania, is deliberately designed to limit freedom of thought. By reducing the number of words and simplifying the language, the party aims to control not just what people say, but what they think. Complex thoughts and rebellious ideas become impossible to articulate, effectively eradicating them. Perhaps the most terrifying aspect of the party's control is their ability to infiltrate the minds of the people. Thought crime, the act of thinking unorthodox thoughts, is a punishable offense. The party's surveillance technology, coupled with the constant threat of the thought police, creates a society where people are afraid to think for themselves. The concept of Room 101 represents the ultimate horror within this dystopian society. It is the final destination for those who dare to rebel, a torture chamber where prisoners are forced to confront their worst fears. The party uses Room 101 not just to punish, but to break the human spirit, to extinguish any spark of rebellion. In Orwell's grim vision of the future, the party's control is total and unyielding. They manipulate history, control language, and even invade the sanctity of the human mind. In the face of the party's absolute power, even the strongest will can be broken. This chilling reality serves as a stark warning against the dangers of absolute power and the erosion of individual freedom. Winston's journey takes a dark turn as he falls into the hands of the party. His rebellious spirit, which once burned bright, becomes the very beacon leading him into the merciless clutches of the party. Captured and imprisoned, Winston is stripped of his dignity, his humanity, and subjected to brutal torture. His captors, like relentless waves against a cliff, chip away at his resilience, his conviction, his very identity. Yet it isn't the physical torment that breaks Winston, it's the psychological warfare waged within the confines of Room 101. The party, knowing the deepest fears of its prisoners, uses them as a weapon. Winston's fear of rats becomes his undoing. Faced with his greatest dread, he does the unthinkable. He betrays Julia, his love, his co-conspirator, his sole companion in a world devoid of genuine human connection. This betrayal marks the culmination of the party's victory over Winston. For to betray another is to betray oneself, and in doing so, Winston surrenders the last vestiges of his rebellion. He becomes the very thing he loathed, a loyal follower, an unthinking cog in the party's machine. His transformation is complete when he utters the chilling words, "Do it to Julia." In that moment, he relinquishes his individuality, his defiance, his humanity. He becomes just another face in the crowd, indistinguishable from the masses, a part of the very system he once sought to dismantle. Ironically, the Winston who once yearned for freedom and truth now finds solace in the very lies he detested. His love for Julia, replaced by a newfound love for Big Brother. His spirit, once rebellious, now tamed. His mind, once a battlefield, now a serene landscape echoing the party's propaganda. In the end, Winston loves Big Brother. 1984 is more than just a novel. It's a stark warning about totalitarianism. It paints a chilling narrative of a dystopian world where the truth is malleable and freedom is a forgotten concept. George Orwell's vision, crafted in the mid-20th century, echoes hauntingly in today's landscape, a stark reminder of the perils of unchecked power and the erosion of personal liberties. However, 1984 is not just a tale of despair. It's a testament to the enduring human spirit, the thirst for freedom, and the relentless pursuit of truth. It reminds us that the power of individual thought is the cornerstone of any free society and that it is our duty to protect this freedom at all costs. The relevance of 1984 is timeless, its lessons enduring. In a world increasingly swept up in alternative facts and post-truth politics, Orwell's warning is more pertinent than ever. In the world of 1984, the past was erased, the erasure was forgotten, the lies became truth. But remember, freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 make 4.